Yeah, pretty scary. I'm able to track anyone's location to anywhere in the world, which is, I guess, how I was personally tracked. This is really, really scary.
Now, the reason I'm telling you all this and the reason I'm going to show you exactly how to do this is because something happened to me that prompted me to make this video, and that's a bit of red flags all over the place. So if you want to know what that is and how you can protect yourself, let me show you what you need to know. Let's do this. And welcome to another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name's Liron Segev, where I make tech simple. If you're into phones, gadget, apps, tips and tricks on how to, hit that subscribe button and let's get on to today's show. Okay, before we get going, I just want to have a big disclaimer here that this isn't teaching you how to do this so you can go and track other people around the world. This is more so you understand what's going on, you understand the risk, and then you understand how to protect yourself against this kind of being tracked. There are also two parts to this video. The first is I'm going to show you what happened to me and how I reverse engineered this technique so that I can understand it. And then the second part I want to discuss is this a real thing? Should you actually be worried, or is this just one of those media hype things? And you're going to have to decide for yourself where you kind of fit into that. I was flying to Los Angeles. I was speaking at something called Vlog University, an amazing event with iJustine. Loved it. I was supposed to be there for 2 days. Everything was going great. I did my panel session on the first day, and then on the second day I had to actually leave to go back early. What happened was I received a message the moment I landed in Dallas saying, "Wow, welcome back to Dallas. I can't believe you were gone for so long. We should totally hang out." Okay, that wasn't cool. That freaked me out because as far as other people are concerned, as far as everybody knew, I was still in Los Angeles. It's a 2-day event. I happened to have left early. How did people know that I was leaving? Then I started thinking, was it my airline flights app? Was it my GPS? Was it my instant messages? Was it an email? Did I click on something I shouldn't have? All of those good things were rushing in my head because they knew where I was. This just freaked me out. So I've discovered how they did it. Let me show you how to do this so that you understand how simple it is and how anybody can actually do this.
So everything revolves around an IP logger and a URL shortener. What happens, you click on this link and then you go to IP logger code, you put on any real website, you click that button and it generates a short code. It looks like this: https iplogger.org/ some weird number that's tied into me. Now the hacker has got this particular information and he can send it to me via email, via text, via WhatsApp. And when I go into something like an incognito window and I simply paste that address just to show you that it works, look, it takes me to my website. This is TheTechieGuy.com, my blog. But look what happens on the back end. These guys are able to see exactly all this information. You can see my IP address, can see even the country, they can see the city. And in fact, if they click on map, it even maps out my exact location. Well, does it? This is the question.
Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty simple to basically track anyone, but before you totally freak out, you would have noticed that it's not 100% accurate. In other words, it can get me down to my city, but it couldn't get me down to my suburb and certainly couldn't get me down to the house. So why is that? What's going on? So the system uses something called IP geolocation, and essentially what it does, it looks up your IP address and tries to marry it up with your country, which it gets pretty much right. I mean, that's 95 to 100% right in all the tests that I've pretty much done. But the next step is much more difficult. Down to your state, down to your city, and certainly down to your suburb and your house is virtually impossible. The accuracy varies as you go further in. Is that it's a good thing. The reason that happens is the way that your ISP actually sets it up. Whether it's for your home network or whether it's for your cell phone, it works pretty much the same way. With an IP address, getting your country is pretty easy because it's geographically located that a certain IP range actually happens in specific countries around the world. However, anything further goes through your service provider. And your service provider is smart enough to have a public facing IP address and a private IP address. The private IP address is like what happens on your internal Wi-Fi network. It doesn't leave your house. Everything stays anonymously inside your network. But your public facing IP address is what these guys are using to track it. What a service provider does, it takes all those IP addresses and routes them via their central hub in that area and broadcasts that as the IP address. So at best, they can maybe get your city, but probably not your suburb or your area. My recommendation for you is to test this on yourself. Send yourself the URL, go to whatsmyipaddress.com and see what you can see. I would strongly advise installing something like a VPN, which can mask your actual location, can make it seem like you're coming in from another city or even another country, and that is great so people aren't able to track you. Check out more of these kind of tech videos down here. Hit the head below to subscribe if you like it. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. We'll see you over there. One of these. Let's go.